Thanks again for tuning in to Top 10 Jaw-Dropping Facts channel. We will discuss today the top 10 high school quarterbacks over the last 20 years. We guarantee this list might surprise a lot of you all. With that being said, let's get into the list. Number 10. Tate Martell, Bishop Gorman, Las Vegas, class of 2017. Never lost a game during his 3 years under center for the Las Vegas Power. Named the Max Preps National Player of the Year and Gatorade Football Player of the Year after leading the Gales to a 15-0 record, accounting for 3,619 yards of total offense, 2,362 passing, 1,257 rushing, and 62 total touchdowns as a senior. The Gales were named national champions by every media outlet, and the second-rated dual-threat quarterback from the class of 2017 finished his career throwing for 7,507 yards and 113 touchdowns to go with 2,294 yards rushing and 35 touchdowns. Number 9. Chris Leake, Independence, Charlotte, North Carolina, class of 2003. Fourth all-time in passing yards, 15,593, and passing touchdowns, 185. He led the Patriots to 3 consecutive 4A state titles and played a pivotal role in Independence's 109-game winning streak that went from 2000 until 2007. It's the second longest winning streak in high school football history, trailing only to La Salle's, Concord, California, 151-game streak. The former 5-star recruit was the second-rated quarterback in the class of 2003. Number 8. Bryce Young, Mater Dei, Santa Ana, California. Class of 2020. Shared National Player of the Year honors with Uiagalelei in 2019 after leading the Monarchs to a 12-1 record while accounting for 4,885 yards of total offense, 4,528 passing, 357 rushing, and 68 touchdowns. He was also named the Co-Junior of the Year with North Shore's Houston, Zach Evans, after leading Mater Dei to a CIF Open Division State Championship in 2018. He played his first 2 years at Cathedral, Los Angeles, and finished his career throwing for 13,250 yards and 152 touchdowns to go with 1,084 yards rushing and 26 scores. Young was the number 1 rated player in the country according to 247 Sports, and only Brian Breezy was ranked ahead in the composite rankings. Number 7. Deshaun Watson, Gainesville, Georgia, class of 2014. Ranked second all-time in Georgia in passing yards, 13,077, and passing touchdowns, 155. His 17,124 yards of total offense and 218 total touchdowns rank first all-time in Peach State history. He was named the Max Preps Junior of the Year after throwing for 4,024 yards and 50 touchdowns to go with 1,441 yards, rushing and 24 scores while leading the Red Elephants to their first state title. Watson was the top-rated dual-threat quarterback in the class of 2014 on 247 Sports composite rankings. Number 6. JT Daniels, Mater Dei, Santa Ana, California. Class of 2018. The Max Preps National Player of the Year and Gatorade Player of the Year after leading the Monarchs, wire to wire, as the number 1 team in the country during the 2017 season. He threw for 4,123 yards and had 52 touchdowns, against 4 interceptions, and added 500-plus yards on the ground and 9 scores. Mater Dei never trailed at any point during the season, while posting a 15-0 mark. Daniels finished with 12,014 yards and 152 touchdowns, while going 37-4 as a starter. Number 5. Terrelle Pryor, Jeanette, Pa. Class of 2008. The first player in state history to finish with 4,000-plus yards passing and 4,000-plus yards rushing. He threw for 1,889 yards and rushed for 1,899 yards, with 58 total touchdowns, in his senior season while leading the Jayhawks to their first state title. Pryor was the second-rated player overall in the class of 2008, and was rated ahead of the likes of Julio Jones, A.J. Green, and Andrew Luck. Number 4. DJ Uiagalelei, St. John Bosco, Bellflower, California. Class of 2020. Finished his high school career on top as the Braves were named national champs by every media outlet in 2019. He was named the Max Preps Co-Player of the Year with Bryce Young after throwing for 4,225 yards and had 48 touchdowns, against 2 interceptions. He added another 400-plus yards and 8 scores on the ground. The 5-star recruit was the number 1 pro-style quarterback in the class of 2020 and ended his career with 10,496 yards passing and 1,103 yards rushing to go with 145 total touchdowns, playing against elite competition across the country. Number 3 Vince Young, Madison, Houston, class of 2002. Finished with 7,624 yards of total offense and was the top-rated player in the country in the class of 2002. His best season came as a senior, leading Madison to the Class 5A Division I semifinals, throwing for 2,545 yards and 35 touchdowns, as well as 1,274 yards rushing and 24 scores. Number 2 Trevor Lawrence, Cartersville, Georgia, class of 2018. Georgia's all-time passing leader, threw for 13,908 yards and 161 touchdowns during his high school career. He went 52-3 as a starter and led the Hurricanes to a couple of state titles and a 41-game winning streak that stretched from his sophomore to senior year. Lawrence was the number 1 rated player in the class of 2018 and was named the Max Preps Freshman of the Year and Junior of the Year. Number 1 Kyler Murray, Allen, Texas, class of 2015. Went 42-0 as a starter and led the Eagles to 3 consecutive state titles in the state's largest classification. Finished his high school career throwing for 10,386 yards and 117 touchdowns while adding 4,139 yards on the ground and 69 scores. Allen finished ranked number 2 in the country during his junior season and was crowned the Max Preps National Champions the following year. Murray was named the Gatorade Athlete of the Year in 2015.